welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to break down everything in the Lost Ruins of Arnak Expedition Leaders Expansion, Min and Elowen. I just got this in from CGE Games. We're going to be playing it over the weekend, which means I need to break into it and show you exactly what's inside. This is an expansion for the core game, Lost Ruins of Arnak, in the top 100 on BGG, and here's what we can expect. 6 leaders with unique abilities and starting cards, new assistant guardians, archaeological sites, and more, 18 handy items, 12 mysterious artifacts, and 2 new temples to explore. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and break in, and I'm going to slowly and thoroughly walk you through every new feature here, so you know exactly what you're getting and what elements of it you may or may not want to incorporate into your game. Now, Lost Ruins of Arnak is going to be a deck building and worker placement game that has came to high fame and popularity over the course of the last period. I have absolutely enjoyed it, and this expansion may be the thing that keeps it on my shelf because it's adding in a lot of new variability and ways to play, which I'm very thrilled and excited about. So, starting off, we have a brand new worker meeple here, the gray color. Not exactly sure what he is used for, but I am sure we will find out across the course of this video. We have a deck of cards. I will break down these cards after we pull out the other elements of the box. So if you're staying tuned to see what these cards hold, we'll dig into it, I promise. We have a beautiful piece of artwork here, the giant eagle temple, and on the backside some advertisement, which I think is lovely, but I already own all their games, so why do I need the advertisement? Lost Ruins of Arnak Expedition Leaders, now the secrets will be revealed, now the doors will be unlocked, for we have brought ourselves to Arnak, and our techniques and are unlike those of any expedition that has came before. So, we'll flip through this in just a moment as well. Let's keep pulling things out. New concepts. So this is going to break down the new elements that are here, new icons and concepts, and then also setup for the Falconer, setup for the Explorer, setup for the Captain, setup for the Mystic, setup for the Baroness, and setup for the Professor. Now, let's see here. Each of these are going to be the new characters that we can function and play as, which means their boards are going to be in here as well. Let's see if there's core differences. So there's actually, it looks like, a decent amount of core differences on each one, but the core concepts are going to be at the very top. So let's flip through those very quickly. New icons and concepts. To use your blue idol slot effect, place an idol in a blue slot. Blue slots can also be used for normal effects. All idol slots can be used in any order. Okay? To use your blue idol slot effect, place an idol in a blue slot. Blue slots can also be used for normal effects. All idol slots can be used in any order. The icon is different. The icon's different, but the text is the same because it's about how you're going to be using your blue idols specifically. Okay, let's set this off to the side and dig into this box. These are going to be the new temples, which you can explore and dive into. So this is going to be the temple run that you're going up. So in terms of Lost Ruins of Arnak, you already know this if you're watching this video, but this is going to be the location where you're spending resources to move up this track, score a pile of points here, construct the temple at the very end, and score points and other resources all along the way. So the pathways are going to be slightly different. The rewards you're getting are going to be slightly different. My assumption is it's going to pretty much change the core nature of the game. Now, I think these are going to be really interesting for solo mode because they give you a new puzzle to solve, an entire different way to interact with the board over here on the side. So, fantastic expansion for a small box. Also, lovely, chunky pieces of cardboard here. Production is amazing. Beautiful artwork at the top here. And this is going to be I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is going to be a new track that's interacting with you on the board. I don't think this slots in at the bottom. I think this either covers up a location at the bottom or it's a brand new track. We have some camp tokens, resource tokens, set this to the side, our new explorers. So, do we have names for them? I don't have names for them, but this looks like the archaeologist. I love the artwork right now, by the way. It is absolutely superb. Here we have what looks like the explorer. Okay, let's keep going. Here we have another. I need to look up who they are. Maybe the writer, possibly. Yes. Look at this stud. Fantastic. And that is where this guy looks like he's going to be utilized. All right. Opening up again. The falconer. This is amazing. So each one of these characters are going to have their core functioning abilities. And like we said, each one's going to come with their own asymmetric principles as well, which we will do our best to walk through the rulebook and analyze. We have a few more temple locations here. This one giving you 2 compasses and a parchment. This one giving you a darkness card. It's a beautiful skull there, along with a blue arrowhead, a coin, and a parchment. We have icon tokens for each one of our players. And then we have a few more of these element tokens which add people into your tribe. Nice. Okay. All right. Some of these locations. Now, one of the things I've really, really loved with the Lost Ruins is going to be the incredible locations that you can visit and the creatures you can fight along the way. So, out of the creatures we have, looks like we have a dinosaur-style bird of some sort, a terrifying viper or snake, a giant armadillo, I think, a awful centipede, a humongous crab, and some of the locations we can go to. We have, looks like a temple of a cat. We have another owl temple here. We have a crashed, maybe plane of some sort. These mysterious boxes. And our larger temples are going to be just a large, looks like a dinosaur ruin. A very, very cool, like, rift or driftwood temple, and a spire over here into the sky, along with a few more of these tokens. Okay, let's see if we can resolve what our asymmetric abilities are by working our way through this. So, the names: Falconer, Baroness, Professor, Explorer, Mystic. So I was close. And this is going to be the captain at the very top. We have the new research tracks. All right. Captain, a military man whose courage inspires his big team. He has 3 archaeologists. Very nice. So a little bit of a larger team, you can operate with him. Falconer, a woman who knows the ways of the animal kingdom. She has an eagle she can send to retrieve useful trinkets. Cool. So you don't have to be in the location. You can actually send out your bird to grab a few of the items that you need. Baroness, a lover of the arts but also a shrewd investor. She has many ways to get the items she will need for this expedition. So there's an item track on here which is going to be upgrading your hand of cards, and she is going to be able to purchase them more efficiently, it seems. Professor, a researcher who studies the language and culture of lost civilizations. Academic contacts give him access to a wider range of artifacts. Love playing with the artifacts in this game. Sounds like a lot of fun. I think the Baroness and the Professor are the 2 that I'm the most intrigued about at the moment. Explorer, a loner who prefers to explore the island by herself, so maybe not working with so many archaeologists. She's only one archaeologist, but she can visit multiple sites. That's really compelling. I like that. It's more powerful because your main character gets a little bit more opportunity when they visit the various sites. Intriguing and mystic, the most mysterious leader of them all. He has many ways to gain and exile fear, which he can use to power arcane rituals. Compelling. Fear is not a resource that it's a resource that you operate with and avoid throughout the course of the game. Interesting to maybe want to seek that out a little bit more. Player setup, the same thing those tiles are going through. The captain is going to break down what he can do. So, I don't know that I want to read through every single one of these, but for the most part, As your turn's main action, you may move one of your available archaeologists here to use the silver effect of the assistant available on the supply board. This action can be used only once per round, and the archaeologist remains on the space for the remainder of the round. It does not count as a placed archaeologist, and it cannot be moved by any action or effect. At the end of the round, it rejoins other archaeologists as usual. So that's what that little silver location is giving the opportunity to do. And you have one extra, which is going to be the extra one that came in the box. Falconer. Like we said, the eagle token, take the eagle token and place it on the eagle's starting space. It will, however, move to the next space at the beginning of the round. So that's what it's doing. It's not going onto the main board. Instead, it's going to be cycling down your track and actually collecting resources by moving and maneuvering on your own personal board. Baroness. Start the game with special delivery in your hand. Okay. Shuffle your deck and draw 4 more cards for your starting hand of 5. Love that. Special delivery is going to be a very powerful card, which is right over here. This card has a different back and will remind you that it will never be in your deck. We'll take a look at it in just a second. Okay, the Professor. Place tokens as shown on the 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces above the card row. You have your starting cards here, and your starting cards are going to have certain special abilities. He's going to have access to a little bit more, access to more archaeology tokens, it looks like. Bonus resources. At the beginning of rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're going to be able to get bonus resources. You can archive cards from your hand a little bit easier, it seems like. And you're going to draw the top 3 artifacts from the deck and place them face up near your player board. This is your archive. Oh, cool. When you take the buy an artifact action, you may use it as your main action. You may buy either from the card row or from your personal stockpile. I love that. The Explorer. Only using one archaeologist here. A little brutal, but we take a 3 snack token, place 2 on your board, place 1 with the compass on the space 3 of the row. Okay? And you can go to multiple locations. So, you have only one archaeologist, but it can be used multiple times per round. If it is on your player board, you can send it to a site according to the usual rules. If your archaeologist is on a site, you can still dig or discover with it if you have at least 1 unused snack token. When you reuse your archaeologist, take a snack token from your board, flip it over, and place it on the site you are leaving. Pay the cost shown on the token if it has one. Your archaeologist moves to its new site according to the usual rules with the usual travel costs. You can never move your archaeologist to the site marked by a snack token. This applies even to sites with spaces for 2 archaeologists and to relocate effects. Other players ignore your snack tokens. So, you're able to manipulate your archaeologist, taking the same action multiple times at one location, which is super powerful, but as you do so, you're spending resources, so it's going to cost you a little bit more to take that advantage, and you're placing down your own snack tokens, which are going to limit your availability. To start the game, until round 3, you're going to have 2 extra actions, so you're going to have 3 total with the cost, and then on round 3, you're going to get a 4th, so potentially 4 workers, but there is a cost to that. So, a give and take. The Mystic. Using fear. Oh, this big board down here is the Mystic board? Cool. That's interesting. And we needed more space because of, we needed more space because of these cards, which are the thing that threw me off. Because you have X effects on your starting cards, you will have more opportunities to exile fear than usual. Whenever you exile a fear card, by any means, you place it in a special ritual pile that you keep on your board. These cards will not give you negative points, and at the end of the game, they can be used for rituals. Rituals. Each of your unique starting cards can be exiled to perform a ritual. Your unique idle effects also include the option to perform that ritual, unlike all other idle effects. Performing the ritual counts as your main action for the turn, okay? Choose one of the rituals depicted below the ritual pile. Pay its cost, remove 2, 3, or 4 fear cards from the ritual pile, and return them to the fear deck. Gaining resources. Overcoming a guardian. Okay. After you draw up a full hand, including at the beginning of the game, add a fear card from the fear deck to your hand. So you start each round with 6 cards. If the fear deck is empty, ignore this ability. And we have our general starting cards. This is cool. I like the new manipulation of the fear deck. I like that you get to spend them in order to perform rituals that will get you bonuses or make the game a little bit like open up a little bit. Love it. Okay, new research tracks. We're going to have the Monkey Temple, and we're going to have the Lizard Temple. Interesting. Lizard Temple has a volcanic eruption and a more powerful guardian, which is going to be this guy right here. The Monkey Temple is going to have more artifacts and some monkey business, which looks like they're going to be just interesting effects on the tile as you go up. And then we have the Red Moon Staff variant. To see more items and artifacts during the course of the game, your group can agree to play with the Red Moon Staff variant. At the end of the round, the Red Moon Staff exiles the 2 items and 2 artifacts closest to it before moving the mark to the new round. I think that's something they had. I've seen that before. I don't know if I've seen it in this, in a prototype version, but I have seen that system before. Let's take a look at the cards. Last section here. If you've made it to this point, what are you excited about? I mean, the different abilities on these characters have me immediately piqued. I want to play with the artifact deck. I want to play with the Baroness, who's going to get more opportunity to mess with one of my favorite elements, which is going to be the deck building or the hand management system. But they all actually seem like they twist one part of the game in a really interesting way. Okay, piloting. Okay, action resources or pay that possibly to get to movement. Transmission. Hidden Fear. If this card is exiled, gain a fear token and a compass. Gaining a action and a coin there. Special Delivery. Play this effect when you buy, and these are going to be our starting cards. For the Baroness here, play this effect when you buy an architect, put it directly into your hand. Okay. Resourcefulness. Research notes. Okay, not bad. Converting coin to rubies there. Connections. And you may exile the far left architect from the card row or artifact from the card row and refill it. Okay, here we have the Explorer. Going to give you a little bit of movement. Going to be able to set up a camp. If you discover a new site this turn, you may draw 2 sites and choose one. I like that. Cartography. Again, you're going to be able to use your worker to shift the board, maybe gain a higher benefit there with one of these blue tokens. Funding, just investment. Funding, just investment. If you discover a new site this turn, you may draw 2 creatures, okay, and choose one. Animal Bond, you're a little bit more friendly with creatures. Falcony, you're going to be moving your bird. Funding here for the architect. Linguistics. Preservation. Okay, this is going to be moving up your resource track. And you may swap 1 blue in your archive with 1 from the card row. Interesting. 1 artifact, I think. Okay, Divine Guidance. Another exile ability. This is the Mystic. Every single card here is carrying some exile abilities. Meditation, Worldly Goods, Blind Sight, and if you discover a new site this turn, you may exile a card instead of the blue effect, or exile this card to set something on fire. Parachute. So these are going to be the core ones that get added. These are going to be the abilities or the kind of skill cards that you can get. Parachute. Compass. You may exile this card to take a worker with a discount of 2 airplane movement. Little Monkey. 2 boots. A lightning bolt and 2 coins, and you may exile 1 card from the card row and refill it. Goat. Perfect. 2 boots. A little bit of movement. Get a card, and you have a person with a discount of a boot. Awesome. We have Sieve. This is going to be a vehicle. We're going to have a coin. You may add a card to swap. What is that symbol? Free actions are legal after you draw, but you must not leave yourself unable to pay the cost. Shovel. 2 cars. Buy a artifact with a discount of 2 compasses and exile it after resolving its effect. Exile a card from the card row and refill it. Okay, not too bad. Iron rations, beans, love it. Flip one of your architects, one of your workers, or gain a coin and return. Maybe cycle a creature. Let's see here. You may choose any guardian you have overcome whose boon has already been used. flip it face up, and make a boon usable again. That's what that symbol is over here. Choose 1, 2, or all 3 of these, depending on whether your research has advanced 2, 4, or 7 rows. Could be a very powerful card in certain situations. Fountain Pen, we're going to have 3 resources there. First Aid Kit, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Either exile up to 2, or keep 1, return the rest in any order. A landing net, for the rest of this round, whenever you buy, you may put it back on the top of your deck. Coffee is going to let you cycle one of your workers and gain a compass. Hammock, relocate a placed worker from a location, from a explore site to a home site and activate it. Airship, action and double compass. Cat, you may activate an occupied home site, like that. Toolbox, use the effect of any tool from the card row. If that tool says to exile it, exile the toolbox instead. Camera, that means you could do a lot of that, or you could take 1 powerful action and debuff your toolbox, which could be good to get it out of your hand. Camera, activate any explore site in a row where you have a placed worker. A little bit more of an activation there. Choose 2 different options. Get rid of a card, gain a card, or go ahead and cycle one of your workers. And here's our artifacts. Ruby candle holder. If you play this from your hand, you may exile it to gain a ruby. Pathfinder's hat. Where you locate a placed worker from a home site to a different home site and activate it. Stone candle holder. Card and tablet, or if you play this from your hand, you may exile to gain a compass and an arrowhead there. Divine Riders is going to be a double artifact or double tablet. You may treat any Guardian's boon as a lightning bolt and a move up this round. Cursed Idol is going to be a fear card, or gain you a fear card. You can use one of the idol slots effects printed on your board, like that. Guardian's Loot, gain a card, cycle or unflip one of your defeated creatures. Pedestal, remove one of your slotted blue from the game to gain 3 coin. Could be valuable if you really need it. Cape of Dawn, there's no other card in your play area, then gain 2 cards, otherwise gain 3 coins. Super powerful. Friendship Medallion is going to give you a double check. Use the effect of the silver side, use the effect of the gold side. In either order must be 2 different assistants, like that. Guardian's Fang, you're going to unflip or deflip one to gain a coin. Deflip a monster to gain a coin and a ruby. One-Eyed Statue, ruby for a ton of debuff resources, like that. Rod of Division, 2 cards. You may flip one of the drawn cards to exile and gain a coin. Stone Key, move one of your blue idols to your player board from a slot back to your supply crates. Ooh, refitting something in. I don't mind that at all. So, my impressions of this expansion so far, I am mixing the cards immediately in with the core game. I see no reason to leave them out. Of course, your player cards, I'll have them sorted. I really want to play with these player abilities, and I want to dive into the game puzzle solo with the brand new board expansions that we have, because they look really cool. Outside of that, I'm going to have to dig in to really know, but this seems like an expansion that you just kind of add into your core game, with the exception of more advanced player boards. Potentially you hold off until you've played a few games of the core game, and those boards, you and your game group decide which ones you like the most, and you play with it. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, these and this, I think I just shove right into the core box, and I don't even think about it again, which I love. I love games that give me that option. Okay, I'm really excited. This is going to open up a whole nother world for the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Fantastic. Oh, solo campaign. Try out the free solo campaign now. This is kind of cool. I did not know this existed, but now I kind of want to Google it. Find out what happened to Professor Kutil and his team in this free solo campaign for Lost Ruins of Arnak. Progress through the 4 chapters, each with a unique set of rules and goals. Discover the story of the Lost Expedition. Play with a companion web app, or use a print and play file. We're going to do that. We're going to do that here on this channel, because that seems like a blast. If you made it to this point, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, all that nonsense that YouTube makes you do. Either way, whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. Thank you so much. I've been your duck for the day.